Hello! Today we are trying to sneak in some cheese bowl wins against far better players in Volty's Fight Night playing Eldrazi. This is pretty much Ben Tudman's list, except I swapped the Beast Within in the sideboard for a Pick Your Poison, because I like that card. The goal of the deck is pretty much to play soul lands and slam cheesy threats. It's an insanely fun deck and one I've been absolutely hooked on learning recently, so let's see how I do. Game 1 on the play against Juzza. We get a 1 lander, so we ship that and get a turn 2 Fleshraker. We both play land. We go Fleshraker mode and Juzza surveils. Juzza fetches and collapses our boy, which is sad but expected. And we draw the best turn 3 Soul Ring of all time, which through luck alone lets us completely dodge getting 2 for 1 last turn. We slam that thing and pass turn. Juzza plays the Gina Reinhardt special, which could be scary, but luckily he just taps out and plays the Dino. Our turn, we draw a land and slam Spawnbed, which lets us get back the Raker and insulates us a bit from the Strip Mine. Juzza swings and plays a Morlock, which ain't gonna do it. We cast a big old dragon and we get the scoop. Sideboard, I'm still learning and I don't really have any idea what to do, so I just put in the Elephant Grass and drop the Kiora, which seems a bit dirtly. Game 2, we mull and get an absolute juicer. Juzza plays the land, we go Soul Ring, Monolith, pass. Juzza dashes out a Monkey, which doesn't hit anything. We Stirrings, and here I was tempted to take the Sire, but considering we didn't really have any other gas, I chose Ugin for a bit more stickiness on the board, which could have been incorrect, but I'm not sure. We played the land, slammed the dragon, uptick on another land, and run out the map. Juzza plays the monkey normally, and commands our Soul Ring while pinging the Ugin. We rip the Elephant Grass, but I decide just to crack the map to get the Eldrazi tutor land, and on his turn, Juzza runs out the Strip Mine again, holding it up and jamming another Dino. We get the eye even though he is staring us down with a Strip Mine, and we top deck a Sylex, which is very nice. We uptick the Ugin to play out the Sylex, which forces Juzza to cash in his Snuff Out, and he also strips our green source on the stack, which unfortunately for him was just replenished by the manifestation he snuffed out. I decided to play out the grass so I could start getting in there with the manifests, and Juzza eats the one he debuffed. On his turn, Juzza discovers an interesting interaction with the Elephant Grass and Planeswalkers. You actually do not suffer the effects if you are attacking a Planeswalker, which Juzza only realizes once he's attacked. However, due to the death of my brain, this actually takes me another full turn cycle to pick up on. Juzza plays the Inquisition, which whiffs because we got nothing but land. We play out the grass and rip a Smasher. In another demonstration of my rotting brain, I totally forgot that Ugin reduced the cost to 3, which means I could have slammed this thing, but what are you going to do? I get in there with the manifest, totally thinking that Juzza can't swing back, which of course he does, dealing 3 to the Ugin and Ragavaning my deck. We pay for the grass in our upkeep, and Juzza plays the Bowmaster to clean up the Ugin. But we just play out the Smasher, and after his next draw step, Juzza scoops it up. We certainly did not deserve to win that one, but we'll take it. Next up, we're playing Emerald on what I thought was going to be Grixis, but actually turned out to be Mardu. We keep a bit of a slow hand because I'm a once upon a time addict, and we get immediately punished by an Ocelot Pride. Here, I think it was a pretty easy pickup to get the Reshaper, and I just play out the Saga now as I have the Tomb to make constructs next turn if I want. Emerald dashes a Ragavan, which makes a cat, and we draw up another land for turn. Retrospectively, I think I should have just played out the Reshaper here for value when it inevitably dies, but I think at the time I wanted to make a construct to get as much juice out as possible out of my cards because I don't have that much going on. Of course, it gets laser beamed and Jax makes another cat, and we're in trouble. On Saga, I decided to get Volt to play Ugin, and I upticked it to draw a card as I wanted to search for some kind of fatty to lock down the board, but Jack absolutely cleans us up with a 4th Eolingus, and we go to game 2. Sideboard wise, once again, Kiora seems a bit dirtily, and the Elephant Grass actually seems really, really good in this matchup. We mulligan into a 1-lander, but she's a juicy one with a turn 2 Micah Spawn. Jack plays out a Nethergoth, and I got a Labyrinth on my turn. just for a soul land which isn't going to punish us too hard, although it is very possible that I should just gone for Saga. Emerald Swords our Microspawn, and I decided just to fire off the Dismember now. Our turn, again, no land, so we just play out the Silex, and on his turn, Emerald blows it up and makes us discard, which I decided to ditch the Stirrings as I thought it was just more likely we were going to cast the Smasher than something coloured. We draw a land, Jack slams the broadside, and we untap Mana Vault with the hopes of maybe casting the Devourer under the Labyrinth next turn. However, we get absolutely destroyed by the Flage into broadside stack, and this is mega stupid. I scooped it up the next turn because I thought we were just dead to the Flage with the Arena of Glory, but I actually could have cracked the Abstergo Entertainment to clear the graveyards and get back and play the Silex. Probably we were still dead, but it's just another example of me learning the deck. Finally, we play against the Grixis Demon Exuit on Jund. We mull into a really nice Fleshraker hand and lead on it that heralds the end. Exuit just kills it and passes, and we play out the Fleshraker, which very understandably is another piece of removal. We play out the Rumble and grab Ugin, while Steven end-step tutors for the Fnatic to get back his Pyroglyph, which obliterates our little friend. On our turn, we draw and play a Territory Color, and Exuit develops a Keen-Eyed Curator, but gets stonewalled by our Color, which is a very good sign. We play out enough mana for Ugin, and that is enough to get the scoop. Sideboard, for the third time, I bring in Elephant Grass, and this time I'm taking out Warping Whale, just because it's felt a little bit weak. And we managed to draw into another tasty hand. Exuit plays out a bird, which we dismember, and surveils a Final Fantasy card of some description into the bin. We play out Fleshraker, and once again it gets Bitter Triumphed. However, our opponent does not have a third land. We get super lucky and draw a green for Path of Annihilation, and Exit just has to play out the Emperor. We slam yet another cheesy dragon, and that's all she wrote. We finish the event 2-1, which I'm pretty happy with, as I am learning the deck, but certainly lots to improve on in that regard. Most importantly, we did get some tasty cheesy wins, but the more I play the deck, the more I find myself just trying to play the Ugins more than anything else, which makes me think maybe shops could be a better option. Anyway, see ya.